Warship Wednesday, Episode 10. The HMAS Sydney is possibly one of the most infamous ships in the history of the Royal Australian Navy. This video will only cover her campaign in the Mediterranean, as suggested by this guy. The HMAS Sydney arrived in Alexandria Harbour on the 10th of June 1940. She knew of Italy's intentions to declare war on the Allies. She, along with the cruisers Orion and Neptune, both of the Royal Navies, the French battleship Lorraine and a group of destroyers, shelled the Italian-controlled port of Bardia at around 0100 hours on the 11th of June. The Sydney focused her fire on a military base. During this time, the Sydney's Supermarine Walrus floatplane was launched to go out scouting, but was fired on by what was believed to be three Fiat CR-42 Falcos. But, however, it was later determined to be unknown friendly fire from British Gloucester Gladiators. The same day, the Germans and the Vichy French had signed the second armistice at Compiègne. Sorry if I butchered that pronunciation. Which ordered that all French warships head back to France and disarm. The British, however, were not so keen to let them fall into Axis hands and trained their guns on the French. Unlike the Battle of Mers el Kibir, sorry if I butchered that again, the British and French admirals were able to peacefully negotiate to disarm the French ships in the port of Alexandria. Sydney and other ships of the 7th Squadron departed Alexandria on the 27th of June, escorting a convoy bound for Malta. Later on the 28th of June, the convoy encountered a force of 3 Italian destroyers on a resupply mission to Tobruk. Although two of the destroyers were able to escape, the destroyer Ispero was disabled. Sydney was instructed to pick up any survivors and sink the destroyer. Sydney spent 5 days in Alexandria for repairs and refuelling before departing for Crete with the destroyer HMS Havoc. They arrived on the 18th of July. However, the next morning they were ordered to patrol the Gulf of Athens. Now, Sydney did take place in action on the 19th of July, but if I were to include that into this video, it would get pretty long. Instead, I'm going to skip to Sydney's return to Australia. After refueling and rearming the Sydney, After refueling and rearming, the Sydney and the HMS Neptune left to join a southbound convoy from the Aegean Sea. The force was however attacked 5 times by aircraft, both of Italian and German descent. Luckily, though, none of the ships was sunk or severely damaged. Sydney returned to Alexandria on the 30th of July, which underwent a refit which saw her install some new armour, along with a different camo paint scheme. She was completed on the 12th of August. On the return voyage to Australia, Sydney and several other ships were tasked with attacking Italian shore facilities. The next morning, Sydney and the destroyer Ilex, sorry if I butchered that again, attacked the Italian Macri Yellow air base at Scarpanto. Sorry if I butchered that again. The cruiser fired around 135 shells in just 25 minutes, attacking the airbase, while the Ilex attacked E-boats and managed to sink 2 of them. After this battle, the two ships rejoined the main Mediterranean task force. The Sydney gained the nickname Stormy Petrel from Admiral Andrew Cunningham. There are indeed a few, or quite a lot, of other battles, but I honestly don't think I can cover them all. Sorry. Maybe in a future video I can include this entire campaign of hers. Sydney was of course very sadly lost with all hands on the 19th of November 1941 after an engagement with the German merchant raider Cormoran. Sydney's legacy is massive. If you want to know more about her sinking, I recommend you check out Ocean Island Design's video on her. It's really good, very well animated. Yeah, thank you for watching, and oh, actually, I forgot that it's the 10th week of Warship Wednesday. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. I certainly have been enjoying making these videos, and yeah, I also can't thank you enough for the amount of support, subscribers, views, etc. that I've been getting recently. It's simply unbelievable. Well, thank you, and goodbye.